Hi, welcome to another exciting episode of the Andre the Beast Creighton Show. Let me tell you about today's show. It's long overdue for this guest. And let me tell you where we're about to go.
2 years overdue?
Probably, 2 years. 2 years overdue. But let me tell you about this young man. He definitely follows the I Am Beast and Andre the Beast Creighton Show. So he's been trying to get on the show. He's been so busy touring and promoting because he's one of Indiana's up-and-coming artists. And what better way to showcase and bless me than to have his presence right here on the show. So let's welcome to the stage, to the show, the one and only Mr. Andrew Jackson.
Happy to be here.
What's up, big dog?
Happy to be here.
Let's get right down to it. It's been long overdue. 2 years. I watched you perform at your uncle's, Sid Johnson's event.
Uncle Jim's definitely took me out to the event. I remember the first time, I think it was 2 years ago, actually, that you were a panelist. I know you were there for 2 years straight.
Yeah.
But I met you then. First time, I was like, we need to get an interview one day. I'm finally ready. Finally ready.
So before we get into the legacy that you're now going to have to carry sooner or later, whether you want to do it or not, you're from Chicago. But there was a stigma when you got here about Indiana not having things, and you decided, you know what, this is my residence. If they don't have something, I'm going to make them know that we have something. But tell the viewers a little bit about who you are first.
Okay, definitely. Of course, I'm from Chicago.
Right.
Born and raised, so of course, always love for the city of Chicago. But I moved around a lot growing up, and I ended up here for high school, and that's where I finally started to get my roots. Finally started to say, this is where I belong. This is where I'm going to be for a minute. Right. I'm going to make it the best that I can.
What high school you go to?
Pike High School.
Hey, my brothers went to Pike, dog. Right. The Red Devils. Yeah. So was it hard? Was it a hard transition for you to come to Indianapolis, or because you was already young, it really didn't have that much of a, it didn't affect you like you thought it would, most people?
I think, so the question is, was it hard moving? But
right,
because I moved so often, like I've been to St. Louis, I've been to Springfield, I've been to both of those places twice, moving back and back. Have family in Texas, so I lived there for just a small little minute. So moving isn't really too crazy, but it's about, I feel like moving anywhere is about what you make it.
Man, a lot of people don't think that. Without getting personal, why did you move so much?
So I'm gonna get a little bit personal, just not a lot, just a little bit. So my mother had me very young, and she had me while she was in high school, so she wanted to go to grad school and she wanted to go to college. So just those moves in particular, we did that first, and then after we came and settled down in St. Louis, then we said, actually, no, let's go back to Springfield, just to move back to St. Louis, and now I'm finally here.
Wow. So when the music, talk about the relationship between you and your uncle, Sid Johnson, because he seems to have had a major influence in your whole family's structure, because when you are in the entertainment field with music, you around a lot of celebrities constantly. What was that like growing up for you and being his nephew?
I would say this is really big because it's a Johnson thing. First things first, it's a Johnson thing. I can't just say it's talent one place, talent another place. No, it's talent all around my family. Even my mother herself, they used to call her Floor Tree back in high school. So it's not just I like how you did capitalize, just me and a lot of people. But it's so much talent in the family that I don't want to say I was bound to be an artist, but
let's call it what it is. You was bound. It's in your DNA.
Yeah, it's everywhere. And just even with the relationship with Sid, actually, that came way later in life, actually coming here to Indianapolis.
Did you know of him?
No, not at all. Not at all until I came here. And I was like, this is definitely more sides. He took me under his wing and said, "Hey, I got you. I'm going to show you." I think she's gonna show me the ropes, but I think he actually is planning this one tour. I'm not supposed to talk too much about it, but he's planning this one tour that he wants to take me on, just so I can see and meet some more people.
Yeah. How does that make you feel?
Blessed.
I'm gonna tell you like this.
Blessed.
You're young, and I tell people constantly, the world ain't what you know so much, it's who you know. Why do you think he was not introduced to you so quickly? Maybe because it might have been a deterrent. Because let's get real. Sometimes when you're young and you're hanging around Babyface and all these entertainers, you can get kind of big head and lose track. Maybe your inner circle didn't want you to be exposed to that. What's your take on that?
I would say I wouldn't just call it one specific reason, because on that personal side, even growing up, I've moved so many different places. I feel like I've had multiple experiences, but in the protection aspect, people already demonize the music industry, which I'm not one to do, but I will admit that there are a lot of things that does happen in the music industry.
Mm-hmm.
All that to say, I came here and it became a passion. And I feel like, of course, we didn't know each other at the time, but God put everything in place for us to meet, for us to make that connection. Like, hold up, Johnson. Actually, yeah, let's go back. Let's actually talk about this. And then that's where the process first started.
When did the music bug happen to hit you? Because you traveled so much, you didn't really become grounded until you came here. So when did music actually say? When did you actually start to embrace that you wanted to be an entertainer, an artist?
I embraced it, I would say, in high school. When did the music bug hit me? I've always, every artist says it, so I hate repeating after them. But it's
always
always
been
been
in you.
yeah, it's poetry. I didn't
Yeah.
start writing rap. No, I started writing poetry. It's something that's common against all the greatest artists. I feel like I still remember one of the first rhymes I ever wrote. I was in, I think, elementary school, and then after it, like, I watched this movie, and it impacted me so much. Um, the I'm gonna give you like a few words. It
Okay.
was like, ping pow, black people getting shot like Michael Brown, Oscar. I know they did a little bad, but none of these people were monsters. They didn't have armor. That's the
That's
part I
pretty good.
remember. But that was just the things I was thinking at that age, realizing like just the community we were in, being
Mhm.
black, even growing up, because everything had an effect.
You mentioned something. You're young, being black, being polarized, being stereotyped. How did you navigate? Were you close? Did you have? Do you have a family structure, both mother and father in the household?
Um, I would say my dad isn't in the house, but me and my dad relationship is amazing because we do see each other all the time. They're not currently together, but I'm always able to go there. I'm always able to see the different lifestyle. And he's married now, and wife and kids love them to death.
Yeah.
I know I'm always open and welcome.
What was that like for you growing up in that situation? Having both, and like we said, being exposed and being stereotyped, and basically, and I hate to use this because I know people get tired of hearing this so much, but until you are able to switch and walk in this color, you will never really understand the full magnitude that you have to go through and the obstacles to overcome to have what is called the American dream. What's your take on that, and how did you navigate to get to where you at now?
I feel like there's a lot of trust and process and many different processes that I have. Um, I say that all to say that navigation, I don't feel like it's a clear cut. Let's just answer this right now. It's not clear cut, but I do feel like I express it in many different ways, and especially with this upcoming show, I'm expressing it in one of the first songs on the set. I know it's kind of crazy to do, but on the first song on the set, I have a song, and the song I don't cuss for real, but on the song, the chorus of the song is "You still a nigga though," and that's
Wow.
not meant to say,
Disrespect, but yeah.
yeah, no, it's meant to say, even through everything, all the accomplishments, the world still views you. No, you still a nigga though at the end of the day, and that's how certain ethnic groups view you, and that's certain how we've been polarized and portrayed in the media.
Why do you think young men as yourself, why do you think people can't get past that? I mean, I'm way older than you.
Happy you said that. I'm
Bro,
so happy.
That's
you
why
said
you.
that.
That's why you sitting here, dog. You
I'm
wasn't gonna
so
give
happy
anything
you
but
said
the
that.
raw.
No, okay, so the question is, why do you think people are so concerned about color of skins?
Yeah.
And I really put that in this song. I really want to express this point. I don't hate anybody that's racist. And I really do. I really just cannot. Because if you grow up and your whole life all you're seeing is racism, all you're seeing is this is bad, don't hang around this people, then you're gonna be racist. My thing comes where I don't like is living in certain facades when things are easily proven wrong, because once you hear facts, once you hear statistics, once you actually care to read a book and understand people, which I'm very big on reading, once you care to do that, there is no way you can continue to be racist and accept yourself, because then you have to realize that you're living in hate. And I don't blame people that originally start off racist, but I do blame you if you continue to live in that.
I like the way you said that. You need to put that in a rap.
It is. It's
But
it's coming.
that's great way. That's a great way of thinking, because I say the same thing. I'm like, you can change your universe easy. Just quit thinking about it or do something about it. You mentioned something you like to read. Give me four of your favorite books and why.
Okay. All right. Okay. I'm only gonna give. I'll give a few.
Give me three
Three.
that have impacted you to this day.
Legend. I'm pretty sure the author is Mary Lou. I always go back and read that. Crazy enough, I have to go back and read it because it's a romance, of course.
Right.
But it's a romance that I love how the author goes from one character to the next character. And every single chapter, it's going back and forth between those characters. It was my first time reading a book like that, and I was like, I actually really, really like this style. I like how you chose to do this, and I love action and adventure. So
Right.
bringing that together, making it a romance, I have to say that book first inspired me to want to read even more because that was the first one. It's a book I'm currently reading that it really hits me. It was I'm trying to figure out what it's called, because it talks about the first black millionaires of America.
Okay.
And one of them had the name Andrew. Like somebody who was like Andrew something. And it spoke to me like, Andrew?
Yeah.
Andrew?
Who is he?
You're talking about Andrew? Me? So, but the book talks about why we don't know about these black first millionaires, because at the time, like you being a black
Madam
millionaire.
C.J. Walker.
Well, she's in there, but she's not the only one in there,
Right.
and it's people that were even before her.
Ain't that funny? That only one that comes to mind when you talk about black
Early
millionaires
black millionaires, yeah,
is her. That seems to be the only name that. And I was a history teacher.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And this is all we know. But you found out there was more. But one named Andrew. Andrew who? And what he?
That's
what
what
he
I'm
become?
saying. I do not remember the name, but because I will say this: a month ago, I've been reading this for a month. I have to stop at that month point because I've been working on this EP and this show. Everything's been going to that, so I haven't opened that back up since a month. Right after this EP,
Well,
I'm
maybe
sleeping.
you better find out what he made his money at. He might have been an artist.
Well, actually, it was so I remember one was real estate. One person was real estate. Who was the next person? Because that was the chapter I was on when I first left off. But he was on real estate. The next person, of course, they had Madam C.J. Walker. I'm just remembering the plight. I mostly remember the plight of why we couldn't come out as millionaires, because if they would have came out as millionaires, they had to have other people, like other white people at the time, handle the accounting, go put the accounts under their name.
They couldn't do trade mark and copyrights because you even had people like Sears and Roebuck. He started the first catalog where you can buy merchandise, but because he was black, he had to go to a white person to actually navigate. And I get what you're saying, yeah. And a lot of people don't realize that. First cars.
Learning, I didn't know that at all. And so because I'm a big person on learning, I had to say that's my second book, because I got to learn like, wow, this is actually.
How did that make you feel to know that history didn't really it minimize your culture? Because get real. I was a school teacher. You went to school. They gave you a history book big as hell.
Yeah.
They minimized everything. And now you're finding out, holy crap, it was this many millionaires. Holy crap, this guy did this. Holy crap, it were these cities that were here that were flooded and for economic growth of different reasons. How does that make you feel now as a young man?
Because I've been living with this song for the last since I made
It's
it.
long overdue.
I will say, if I'm being completely honest with you,
Yeah.
I feel as you still a nigga though, and it's not me being saying it in a mad way. It's still like you still a nigga though. That's just how they perceive you, and because we're perceived that way, You can work super hard. You can put points on the board. You can change the world, and you can have cancer curing research. But because people still see you as a nigga in that aspect, or they still see you as they.
What do we need to do? You're
What do we
young.
do?
You're young. I'm I'm keen about listening to our youth. I have three children that are young, and in order for me to be a great father, I have to learn to listen. What are your concerns? This is a concern for you. What do we need to do to change that? You're still a nigga in today's society, and let's be honest, we can't see the future. Will this ever change? You thought about it.
Yeah, I've thought about it multiple times,
Mhm.
multiple times. I have one solution that I hold close to my heart. It was taught to me. First thing is buying black. If you truly feel that the world is against you, which I'm not saying the world is against you, I'm just saying that becomes a reality in certain points because people are against you. There are certain people that really just don't like you.
Yeah, and
And
you can't change it. I
yeah,
mean, you know.
but I love that because it's like, okay, I didn't want to in my personal life, I didn't want to go to other people and pay to perform. What did I say I'm going to do? I'm putting on my own performances. I'm putting on the black people, the local community, not just black. It's tacos and tequila, Hispanic culture, putting them on too because I love them, love the culture, and I'm close to them. But I'm putting on the people that support me, and I'm putting on Naptown as a whole. But I say that as in I'm not going to give my money, continue to give my money, to continue to give my support, to continue to give my ears, my attention to people that don't support me or people that hate black people in total. So if you got that mindset of you still a nigga though, why am I continuing to give you my energy?
Right.
So you say the solution. I don't think it's the only solution. I believe in
Okay,
protesting,
right.
but I believe the biggest in financial protesting. I believe in attention protesting because I can't continue to give you a platform. I can't continue to give you my money. I don't care what you're doing. I just can't continue to do that. It's not supporting me and it's not supporting what I believe in. So it starts with a decision of I will no longer support you. What does that look like? If I gotta work a little bit extra harder to go a little bit further out,
Mhm.
that's not always possible for everybody. But if I gotta do that, then that's what I'm going to do.
You're in the entertainment industry now. Go all boots to the ground with it. How many other artists that you've come in contact with feel the same way you do? And now we had a couple of artists on the show. We had King Ziggs that decided to take his control of his music. He took it off of Spotify. He took it off of all these other platforms. And he said, if you want my music, you got to come through me to get. Kind of like the old days. You probably don't remember when you used to sell the CDs
CDs
out
out the
of the
car?
trunk. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Definitely.
How many other artists feel the way that you feel?
Too many.
Really?
Too many. I will admit this. The only reason I still have music on Spotify and Apple is because we have not built, my team has not built the platform yet. But I can say there are two other artists. Let me shout out Kurt Bousset.
Okay.
Kurt Bousset, love him. As another artist, he's also been playing this even before me because he's been in music longer than me. He's like, I brought the idea to him, like, we need to build something that people can release their music. They're not gonna just cut the artist and we need to kill that middleman and start our own platform. He said, bro, I've already been working on it. I've already been doing it.
Yeah, we've already been doing it too.
Right? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's everybody's
you
people
guys
have
need that.
similar mindsets. It's not just me, of course. And I feel like so many artists have that. The only people that are not having that mindset, and I hate to say this, are people not serious about their careers.
Wow, that's deep.
But I just feel like if you're serious,
you
already
changed your mindset to realize. And I tell people this: what you gonna do when social media crumbles? People don't think that. They go, oh, well, I got 5,000 followers. Oh, I got this. Oh, my stuff on Spotify. Like, what are you gonna do if they shut down? They already made their money. What are you gonna do? And they do like this. They go, wow, I didn't think about that. We are people that should be, just like AI has evolved, we should be able to evolve even deeper than an AI technology. What's your take on that?
I have so many takes on AI in the first place, but just on the evolution of music is, let me not say music. People claim that hip hop music is dying. I say it's going through a restructuring, a resurface, a rebirth.
Okay.
And it's going through rebirth because people are realizing, like I said, people serious about their careers, they're realizing this isn't functional. This isn't going to continue to work. And as somebody that's also serious about their careers, this EP that I'm putting out, I'm going to give you guys a regular version. I'm going to give that to the audience. But this live version is going to be recorded live. So everybody that comes out, you're a part of the EP. I'm thinking about giving them splits because you're literally going to be in that room. You're going to be making the music with me.
Really?
Yes. So because I know those people in the audience are making the music with me,
right?
I want to then later not put that on Apple Music. I'm thinking about putting 4 of the songs performed on Apple Music to give people a sample. Last song saying, if you want more, you can find me here. I'll put that on Apple Music, regular people. But then everybody else has a funnel to come back to me, and I'm off topic, but have a funnel to come back to me and say, I want to support you directly. I want to hear this directly.
That makes perfect sense. How long have you been thinking about this?
Do you know who LaRussell is?
Who?
LaRussell?
No. Am I bad?
Yes, he's killing the he was killing the independent scene. One of my favorite artists, only because of what the movement he's producing. I've been keeping track of him for like 2 years.
Yeah.
He deeply inspires me because he also throws his own live shows. But I met him in person. I saw him perform, met him in person. And I'm like, hey, what is your advice to artists? This is the advice I'm giving back to y'all because I felt this so much.
Right.
What's your advice to artists that feel like giving up or feel like it's not working? I asked him that question. He said, took a moment, paused, and he said, the only way you lose is if you give up.
Yeah.
You might not make it as big as you thought you were going to make it, but the only way that you will lose is if you give up.
Yeah. I believe that wholeheartedly.
So I'm like, that makes sense. Some things just make sense.
Why the sense of urgency for this EP?
You know, you're not gonna know the artists I listen to, sadly. But well, Valentine's Day was just yesterday.
Yeah, I know that.
I was just going to throw I was going to have it on the 14th, but then I'm like, no, I don't want people just thinking you're getting Valentine's Day songs and you're conforming to the culture of Valentine's Day. I'm throwing it the week after because I want you to understand at the end of the day, this is TGP Drew. This is Nap Nights. That name, Nap Nights, means something. So we're going to have love songs. That's the urgency behind love songs.
Okay.
But we're also having Black Thought and protest music. And I have 2 songs that demonstrate that. Like, Logan is the one, opener. Mm-hmm. And the other one, I can't speak too much on because I want that to be an in-person, you had to be there moment.
Right. That makes sense.
And you got to pay for it if you're going to have to throw some bread.
Yeah.
That's where urgency comes too, because I'm living my life. And as an artist, I feel like artists should be compensated for their intellectual property. I'm staying up 2 nights. I've been up to like 3 in the morning the last few nights, making sure I got everything perfectly right.
Have you? Let's get deeper for a minute. I'm gonna use my own self as an example.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like you. I'm up all night creating. How can I make exposure better for individuals like you? What can I do to leave something for my children? What can I leave for people, not just black? What can I leave for people to make a difference? What
I
was
agree.
what was my hardest struggles coming up as an athlete, as an educator? I'm up constantly, but I have to be real. Sometimes all that pressure and that ideas. Let's get real. I know me and your boy is on the same level talking about if you give up, but there are some times where I be like, you got that good and that yin and that yang. The dude, hey Dre, ain't nobody paying attention. Dre, stick with it. How do you balance those two?
It depends on your goal. And I have a
I know you got to
big
go, but
goal,
let's be real. Let's go real. You got to go.
but
But reality is reality. When you got the yin and the yang, you got a lot on your plate. You're young. You got a lot of you got a lot of expectations, but you got just as many things that you have to deal with as a human. How do you do that too? How do you keep the one negative? Hey, stay at bay.
let me go a little bit deeper when I say it depends on your goal. Because I feel like it means so much to me why I say that. I don't say it depends on your goal, like, oh, my goal is no. I make music. I have to have myself remind myself of why I'm making music. Even the love songs I'm producing, I was in a place in my life where music was good. It was definitely good. But then I found my favorite artist, which I'm now my favorite artist. But at the time, I found my favorite artist, and the music felt like it related to me. It felt like it was me. I'm like, yo,
Mm-hmm.
why you just say that? That's something I would say. That's something I would do. And it spoke to me. Even some of the quotes in their music, he said, never let hard times make you soft spoken.
Wow.
Quotes I live with to this day, things I think about, and because it relates to me so much, it inspired me to continue to move forward. So my goal in that aspect is I'm not just making music just to blow up. It's gonna mean something for the community, and if I just reach one person, it'll be okay. Now for me, I'm not trying to just reach one person, but
Mm-hmm.
that is my goal, and I'm okay knowing I'm not okay knowing I'm losing too much sleep, but I'm okay knowing that I'm doing my best
Mm-hmm.
if I'm reaching at least one person. I want one person to be like Andrew's my favorite artist. I want to have that moment. I
Yeah,
want those moments to come.
that's going to happen. You already know that,
Yeah,
right?
TGP Drew. I want them like, hey, you heard that new Drew yet? I can't wait till I have those people like Drew's my favorite. Like that'll hit
Yeah.
me so hard.
Let's go here. Excuse me. Let's talk about the legend, the legacy. Johnson. He pulled you up under his wing. He's creating something for you that's about to happen. What's your tell me about your uncle and your relationship. How has
He's
he changed you?
he is on the road making moves and being able to see the moves he make, the people he works with. Because of course I actually come forecast. I videograph for forecast a few times every so often. Whenever they're in the city, and I'm able to see that firsthand. And I'm able to see the work they put in. I'm able to see the behind the scenes. Take
Mm-hmm.
some of those behind the scene videos too. Being able to see the behind the scenes of other artists that are also pursuing that dream, that are have more success than me. It impacts me in a way of, bro, I can do this.
Mm-hmm.
I can literally do this. Like this isn't they're not crazy human beings. They're real people that want success, that are doing amazing at they're doing amazing. Like truly they're doing amazing and they're real people. And this isn't something rocket science. It feels like rocket
Mm-hmm.
science, but it's possible.
That's all you need is possible. Show me possible.
Yeah, that's all I
Yeah,
need. It's
that's all is
possible.
possible. Yeah. What are some of the things that he has instilled in you that lets you know that it is possible?
Mm.
Outside of seeing him, when has he ever taken you to the side? And I know he has because I sit there. Believe me, just because I'm sitting at a panel, I'm like Professor Xavier, man. I'm looking, and I see him pull you to the side, not only as let's say a uncle, but I see him pull you to the side with tenderness as a father.
To be honest, I think of about a few moments. I'm trying to think. Cause he really be on my tail sometimes. I
I'm
have
getting
to
ready
be
to go there
honest.
too. That's my next
He's
question.
on my tail about it. Like even the way I hold a microphone.
Yeah.
He's like, sometimes I hold the microphone like this. He gets super mad. He's
Yeah.
like, Andrew, do better. I taught you. I was told you if you're gonna hold the microphone, hold it like this.
Yeah.
Cause I think about that a lot, but he does that because he cares.
Yeah.
And even him saying, one of my shows, I performed something. He's like, why you didn't shout out your Instagram? Why you didn't? How are they gonna find you?
He pays attention to detail.
How are they gonna find you?
Yeah.
How are they gonna know what you're doing? How are they gonna know about you? You're not even like you right. He like when I didn't used to post my music as much. He was like, your Instagram is confusing. What are you doing?
Yeah.
If it comes to the music, like when it comes to that, and even a relationship is like, hey, I know you want to succeed. I know you want this. You need to be on point. He takes the time out of his day to see where I may be doing something right, I might be doing something wrong. And he like, yo, tighten up right here, and you gonna kill it. Continue.
Yeah, brand confusion is something that a lot of young people don't realize. Your social media blueprint is either going to tell me a story or it's going to tell me confusion.
That's true.
I'd rather
that's true.
Yeah, I'd rather know where. I don't mind seeing a little bit of humor, a little bit of the something different, but I don't want to be confused when I'm looking at your social media. I want to know what they're about. That makes sense. I want to know your mission statement. What's yours? You wasn't prepared for all this, boy. Sid.
No. I have two different. Look, okay. So mission statement.
Yeah.
Because I'm so big on nap nights right now, I've been so focused on that. It needs to be simple, cinematic,
right.
And you need to feel a connection.
I like that.
It's
keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah, it needs to be simple. It needs to feel cinematic. You need to. When I say cinematic, it mean like whenever I watch Creed, big Creed fan. The movie, by the way. I watched the movie and I'm like, wow, I want to be a boxer. If you don't leave my shows thinking, wow, I'm inspired to go do something, I need to move. That's what I mean by cinematic. It needs to be simple, cinematic. You need to feel like you were present. Because so many people go to shows and they just watch shows, and I hate that because I'm like, you're on your phone. You're just watching. You're not there. You're not truly in the moment. And if you're going to be at a show, at least one of my shows, I want you to feel in the moment. I need that connection. It needs to be right there, and you care.
Do you think? And I'm glad you brought that up. I've been blessed to be a part of Sid's music panel, and I feel you. I remember when Forecast and 12 performed Grace. I was in the moment. I get exactly what you're saying. I hate to listen to a song that can't take me on a destination. You learned that. How did you learn it? And why was that important to make sure that I'm in the moment when I'm listening to your music? Because a lot of artists don't grasp that. They put out music and you're not in. I'm telling you another artist, man, that I kind of slept on was Skip. Man.
Music
Dude,
is dope. Music is.
I get in. I'm like, okay, what's this? This dude brings life experience like Shakespeare.
Yeah.
I thought Tupac was good.
No,
Tupac,
Skip is nice.
Skip, they need that's the new Tupac.
Yeah.
Because he takes you into Never Never Land with each song. I'm like, holy crap, I can relate to that. I find myself immersed. How did you learn that kind of craft? Because a lot of artists don't have it. They just put the music out.
Well, I would say that's something I feel like I'm not fully there. As in, that's something I continue to grow with every time I see another artist perform, or every time I don't like something about my performance. But I didn't learn it as a concept of, oh, I see it. No, I learned it from not seeing it. I learned it from going to a party, going to an event, going somewhere, and then being on my phone. And I'm like, this is so boring. I hate this. Why am I here?
Mm-hmm.
Or is anybody enjoying themselves? You ever go to a party and nobody's dancing?
Unfortunately not.
Oh, well, I've been to parties where
I go to fundraisers where after they had a couple of drinks, then they're just doing it because they're intoxicated. But not to where they're.
No.
I've been to fundraisers where the band is playing and people's like,
Yeah, and it was just it's an awkward feeling to me.
yeah,
And because of that awkward feeling, I've like, I don't want you to come to my music or hear my songs in person live and feel this is awkward, or I could be doing something else. So
Yeah.
that's where really I would say developed in what I haven't seen, and I've had the opportunity to see it, especially at forecast shows. They best thing they do for the crowd, I feel like this is my personal opinion, is whenever they hand out the roses to the women in the crowd, it makes them feel in person, it makes them feel personal, it makes them know that, hey, you're doing something, like you see me. If you don't feel you see me, whenever you get that feeling in the audience, you instantly lock in more.
Mm-hmm.
So having those little moments, I'm making sure to even incorporate that. Like you need to have those I see you moments.
You're learning a lot from hanging out with Sid.
Like I said, I'm really, really blessed with just all of the people around me. It's something I look at sometimes and be like, look at God. I'm a Christian, by the way, just for y'all know. So it does really hit me. Like I'm blessed with these opportunities. I know not everybody has these opportunities, but I'm happy with the direction I'm taking.
What do you think, before we wrap up? A lot of people like to hear the good. A lot of people hate to hear the bad. A lot of people have difficulties with criticism because they don't understand that criticism only makes you better if you know how to use it right. What was at least two things that was brought to your attention, not out of hatred, but as a learning experience for you in your music?
I didn't expect that question. I will
Boom,
say that.
boom.
Didn't plan for that question at all. Did not plan. I actually gotta take a quick second to think about that. Two things criticism wise. Really, if I be honest, I'm gonna give you one, but the other one's gonna be a realization. People can bring criticism, but I feel like I'm my biggest critic in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can tell me something, but if I live the experience, I probably already felt it, if I'm being honest, because even with the in person, I hate this experience. If I perform something like, wow, why did I do that? Why did that felt awkward. That didn't feel right. I get on myself so heavily because I know that I can do better. But I'm gonna give you one of somebody else that's not the microphone thing. Social media was a big thing too. Like I'm trying to think of another one because those stick out so heavy in my head, knowing that you were confusing people. But another one, what are you doing? I feel like one that I've received recently would be the story of my friend asked me, "What are you doing this for?"
Wow.
And I had that made me remember, like, go back to my roots of I want to inspire. That's why I said the goal is so important, because I was recently reminded of that. I've been doing so much promotion, so much music making, like, oh, okay, I got to get to the next level. But what are you doing this for? Because then I had to realize, am I actually pushing towards what I'm truly do? Am I inspiring the people that I was inspired? Am I going to bring up that next generation the way I was brought up?
Mm-hmm.
Because if I'm not, then what am I doing this for? So that was having somebody like, yo, let me pull you to the side really quick. What are you doing this for? Like, what's your goal?
How did you respond?
I stopped because they reminded me, it was somebody else that makes music. They reminded me why they make music. Like, hey, we got similar goals. I'm like, what we do? Are you sure? So I asked them what their goal was, and it was like, I did it because I love music and I want to share music too. And I reflected on it, and I had to say, I'm actually making music because I love music too, but I was inspired. And I want to inspire, even if it's just one person, I want to inspire them. I really want somebody to say their favorite artist part. You don't understand. That part's going to hit me. But I want to inspire the next person so they feel like, yo, I can do this. I can move forward. that I can take that quote that you said and I can actually use it in my life, and I'll want to listen to that music more.
Mhm.
So I would say that was a critic only because it is changing the way I see certain things. Like after this show, I'm getting some great sleep.
Well, I think just the phrase, "What are you doing it for?" Because even people ask me that. That's a lot of people don't realize that's a powerful question to ask somebody, because either it's going to do one of several things. It's either going to make you self-reflect deeper. It's going to make you analyze a lot more, and then it's going to make you look at that person that asked the question and maybe see what they're missing out of their life. Maybe you're living what they thought they could. You know what I'm saying? Before we wrap up, tell me about, without giving too much details, this project. What's going on with you in this project? It's been long overdue.
It's been too long.
Yeah.
Every Nap Nights, I want to give it its own EP. This EP is so special because
What is an EP for the audience that
Yeah, of
don't
course.
know what EP is?
EP is not a mixtape, it's not an album because it's shorter. But not only is it shorter, it sticks to usually one main topic.
Okay.
So that's what I took from EP. So it's usually like 5 songs. This EP is 7 songs. But it's 7 songs because my favorite artist at the time, he made love songs. And you're like, what? He made, yes. Artists, rappers making love songs? Yes.
Okay, who is this artist?
Deontay Hitchcock. You've never heard of him.
I'm going to research him.
Deontay Hitchcock or Hitchcock, so amazing. At that time in my life. But I've always I gravitate towards love songs. I gravitate towards songs that make you think about, man, she's hard. Or
Right.
gravitate to I'm really like that. Like I was really just talking my game right there in that situation. And at the time, I've been waiting to make love songs for a minute.
Right.
Love songs that actually hit, that people can feel and take something away. Like, yo,
What do you like better? Performing, writing?
that's hard because sometimes I write to perform. I would say performing probably at times because I write to perform certain things, but certain pieces I'm like, this is gonna go over their head. This will go over your head. But honestly, this verse is so hard. Did you hear what I said?
It's hard.
Man, it's nice. It's nice for real.
You got you're worked up on this. How long have you been working on this project? You can feel the energy.
Oof,
Heck, if you had your way, you'd go out in front of the hotel and perform right now. But you
I-
won't get paid for it because there's
That's
nobody
what
out
I'm
there.
saying.
Right?
I'm saying.
Wait till the summer and do it.
Yeah. This EP, it's going to touch. It's going to hit. I've been working on this since. I wonder how you sounded as a kid. Okay, that one song in particular, like 4 years ago, I wrote that first song. Only one other song I would say is That Old, but
Mhm.
that was the first cue. Like, okay, this was gonna be used later. 3 years ago, I'm saying, but it's gonna be used later for something special. Did perform it at the last Nap Nights, and I've been waiting to actually bring this in as an EP, as a collective. There's a theme to my EP. But now I can finally release it as a theme.
Are you collaborating with other artists on this project, or just a solo?
The final project, there will probably be one more artist because I want the melodies. I'm reaching out to 2 different artists that I think could give me some good melodies and backing vocals.
Mhm.
Other than that, this is gonna be one of the only ones that's solo because I like Nap Nights to be about community, but this one, it was more to reflect my experiences with love songs, especially let me go into the theme really quick.
Go ahead.
Middle of the project, there's a song called Interlude. And in that song, I want to bring up the question, how do you chase your dreams, but also chase the woman of your dreams?
Damn.
And
Okay, how old are you again?
21.
Okay, you're thinking too deep, man.
Man. but it's real. Like I said,
Yeah, that's
it's
real.
actually real. It's real. You can't, it's like,
Who
as an
doesn't?
artist.
What entrepreneur doesn't, or creator doesn't think about that?
yeah.
You know, you won't balance. You know what I mean? But that's good. So how did you come up with the solution?
It's in the last song. The last song.
Okay, they gotta buy it.
Yeah, it's
We ain't
Settles.
gonna tell
I'm
them they
not
gotta
gonna
buy
say
it.
it.
Yeah.
The last song is called Settles. Last song on the project is called Settles. I can't even say what it's all about, but it very much answers the question in my way.
Now we know this summer, Sid's gonna have another event. Are people gonna be able to come out and listen to this at the event? Or are you
So
gonna?
this EP,
Yeah.
I might have performed one song from the EP. It depends on how many slots I have, if you know what's open. But even as I spoke about tacos and tequila earlier,
Yeah.
May 5th, I'm doing a project with them. I'm going to their spot. I'm doing some things there because I'm locally connected, made a song for them.
Right.
And I'm going to be performing during the summer. It'll only probably be one song, most likely.
Right.
I got to figure out what song. Either I want to make the crowd move or do I want to make the crowd think? And it's two different
Why don't we start
avenues.
making them think first? I think when you start to make people think, it creates space for new ideas. I don't want to move. I want to be able to think first. And then when I'm thinking, I can move. You know what I mean? It gives me more options. You know what I mean? Why make a move where you can really make them think and create their minds bigger? To actually see everything that you have going on and about to create. Does that make any sense?
I agree with you. Now, can I give you,
You
one
can
counter?
give me
Let me give you my
anything
counter.
you want to give me.
So I completely agree with you. I make music because it means something. I have a soul in my music. But some people, especially in this generation,
They want to move.
they want to move. And if you make them move, like if they be like, wow, that song was really amazing, I'm gonna go check out another song. I'm gonna actually check out that whole project because like you make a song, they're like, yo, that song was amazing. Let me go check out that project.
Yeah.
Then you listen, you're like, yo, this project actually has a flow. It has a story that I can follow along. That's the only reason I debate think or move, because I think you should want to think. But if I can make you move and like, wow, every time I listen to this, I want to.
Okay, but I'm
do
a
something.
OG. I don't want to. I can only move so much. So how you gonna get me to? How you gonna combine both? What How do you? That's a good question. How do you tailor your music to the different generations? I mean, I'm around you young cats all the time, and I'm listening. So how do you keep me entertained as well as keeping the young people engaged?
By keeping it real.
I like the way you said that.
Keep it real. Like if I'm like I said, dreams versus your girl your dreams. What is that doing? That's keeping it real.
Yeah.
I can relate to that. He can relate to that. She can relate to that. People can relate to that. That's something you can truly feel. And some people, not everybody's gonna feel it. But if I'm making music that's real, somebody's gonna feel it, and it's gonna be generational. It's not just a one person thing. So I'm not really stressing it too much because no matter what, even if you're moving or thinking, you're gonna feel it.
Before we wrap up, thank you so much for taking time to come on the show. You're welcome back here any time you want to. My door is always open. How can the viewers reach out to you and support you and be a part of this new event you about ready to launch?
I'm gonna talk to them just for this one piece.
Go ahead, do what you got to do.
So on social media, of course, I'm Andrew Johnson, but my artist name is TGP Drew. Meaning on social media, you can type that in, or you can type in TGP.Drew. That's going to be for Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, everything. Now, if you want to support me,
yeah,
I have links in the bio where you can always, just donate. But these live EPs, these live albums, I'm making people put bread up. Not a crazy amount, but if you want to support me, support your local activists in the community, because I'm not just an artist. I live by what I say. But you want to support a local activist, a local artist, then buy the music, play the music, and just come out to a show. Because honestly, these shows are something amazing. There's real connection. There's real movement. You don't get that everywhere. And if you want to get that,
who are some of the artists if you don't mind, that's going to be in the shows with you and doing these events with you?
Multiple different ones. This show in particular, I'm only doing 2 other ones. Cairo Genesis, K-Gen, somebody I grew up with, IBE. He's so dope. But another really dope artist is Edwin. Like, he's been making music for a minute before me.
Right.
But that man is tough. Like, if I'm being honest, I hope he don't steal the show. So I'm like, woo, okay, I got to make sure on my P's and Q's, because I can't let you outdo me at my show. But
do you like that challenge, though? Think about it. You want competition. What makes him so different? You worried about that. What makes him so different? Now let me rephrase it. You're not worried about it, but you know he can start a fire.
Because he can start a fire. But I feel like not everybody can. He definitely has a performance. Like, he knows not everybody has that crowd interaction piece.
Mm-hmm.
He can make the vibes, the hits,
mm-hmm.
but that crowd, like, I'm big on crowd interaction. So those vibes, those hits,
he's going to get it.
He's going to make sure you feel that too. Like, he has the same mindset as me in the aspect of, no, we're going to connect. And not everybody can do it effectively. He's somebody I can say he can do it effectively.
Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you guys go out, click, support. When is the event?
February 21st.
At where?
It's going to be at Rock-A-Block.
Where's that at?
It's going to be at downtown by IU Health, Methodist. It's like 2-3 minutes away from it. Really, really close. It's supporting Black-owned business for one, but it's also a creative space, really amazing, dope people. There will be food, tacos and tequila. Locked in with them.
Food?
Yeah, food.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Yeah, tacos and tequila. They're hosting the show. Like I said, we're locked in, promotional deals.
If they want to know more, they can go to your website.
Yeah, of
correct?
Course.
What was your website again?
Look me up on Instagram, tgp.drew, Facebook, tgp.drew, TikTok, tgp.drew, everywhere. But also, hit the link in the bio. You'll see everything you need to know.
Sounds like a winner. Thank you so much for taking time out.
Definitely.
Come on the show. Definitely. Like I said, my door is always open to you. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you click, subscribe, follow. Click that button, because all it takes is one click of a button to make a difference in somebody's life and change somebody else's. This has been another exciting episode of Andre the Beast Creighton Show.